Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Hank, and I'm with Deborah Crystal, and she is the author and just amazing lady with superpowers, as she calls it, with the book, The Crystal Princess. And kind of a play on words with Deborah Crystal and the Crystal Princess. And we are happy to announce that because of the overwhelming love of this book and help that it's been to people that we're putting it into audio. And it's actually the original recording that we did that we electronically then transcribed in the book. And so, and the way to get that, by the way, that is to order the book at Amazon, The Crystal Princess. And inside the book is the link where you can get it for free. And if you've already ordered the book, just let us know and we'll send you the link for free. But we wanted to give that to you as a way to really understand the impact of the Crystal Princess. So with that, the Crystal Princess, Deborah Crystal, and welcome, Deborah. And we really thank you for being with us. And can you tell us a little about why, first of all, why you wanted to write this book?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Hank, for having me. I'm so happy to be here. And yes, so the reason I wrote this book and wanted to share my story and the timing of it all was I just felt really called. I've seen so many people not, get to not have a life. I mean, I've had many people overdose or families lose their loved ones. Like I mentioned, I lost an ex. I've lost so many roommates, probably, handfuls of people. And I just felt called, like I need to share with people hope. I need to give people, there's a vision of, you know what, I can get through this. I have a team, if you will, of angels and we talked about that in the book. And I just feel like people, that's why I wanted to do it with you, is because people need to hear it in such a kind of a magical way, because it was just so important to get the message across that it doesn't matter, where you have been. If you don't even, see it think there's any light at the end of the day, or, think it's the end, that there's so much more to life. And that was the main reason, is just to share the good news.
Well, just the other day I was talking with a mom who actually had lost one of her children because of the same things you were through, the drug abuse, whatever, alcohol abuse, food, challenges that she had lost her son. And she read this book twice because it gave her hope to kind of understand the bigger picture, and it wasn't her fault or whatever, and really understand the compassion here, and that this does give people hope to know that there's a way out. So if you're exposed, if you're currently living with the challenge, whether it be those three things or any challenge, or if you are experiencing, somebody's a loved one that is going through this, that it'll really help you to kind of understand on how you can just get into this momentum of unwanted that takes you down to literally hell here on earth. And so could you just share with us a few minutes on the hell, so we can kind of understand the contrast on what you went through? But what are some of the things that you went through that were just unbelievable on how you made it through?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's unimaginable, even when I talk about it, that it all really, did happen. But, the lows of the lows, if you will, I mean, from being, homeless to having 3 overdoses, one where I was pronounced, dead. My heart stopped. And then I wake up attached to all these tubes and people telling me like, we didn't think you were going to be here. I had like, everybody there looking over me, and I just said, can I go now? That's how bad it was. I just wanted to go. And then I ended up, staying there. And that was a whole, the withdrawals, that pain that, that I had to endure, and people not understanding. Nobody understood what was going on because they weren't going through it. And they just said, come on, let me shake her. Let's get her some help. Why can't you fix this? So it was just so hard. And no matter what I did, nobody could, I knew it was within me. That was the lack. It was that emptiness within me. And I was hungry. And I was hungry for the love, for so many things that I didn't even know was available to me. So it was that, the overdose. It was being found on the corner in Fort Lauderdale, maybe gang raped, ending up in Cleveland Clinic, doing all kinds of tests to my body, seeing, for diseases, for different types of things, along the way. It was being in jail for 10 days, not knowing if I was gonna, make it in there, because I was decided to pop a bunch of drugs before I got in there and had to go through all that. It's through, not having places to live at all. Random men living in different homes, not remembering where I am. The kid continues going, but the lies of what I was trying to do, like living with that thief of joy, that was in me, the stealing, right? The waking up every day, only caring about, how am I going to feel better? Thinking that was from a Percocet or from a bunch of Xanax or alcohol or something. But it was all, within me, and it just never ended. That journey, it felt like it went on for, I was 18, right? So it's, went on for almost 18 years.
My gosh, and it's just incredible. And so, again, in the book, it goes through all of this detail, and it's really unbelievable. And that you said one thing there that really started opening up the door for you to get out of hell and get into heaven. And that is that, how can I feel? I want to feel good. And this is, and again, your smaller self said, well, feel good by, taking drugs and alcohol, whatever. But in fact, who was listening is your higher power, God, and the kingdom within you. And so you were able to ask, and can you share with the kind of getting out of there, just again in a couple minutes on, an overview on moving out of hell to heaven, of who helped you, how did you get out?
Sure. Yeah. So it was 2016. And the day that I, surrendered it all was March 6th, 2016. And I remember in February, there was a warrant out for my arrest. I owed a lot of money to the courts. And I talk about this in my book. My parents ended up coming through, and they actually paid for it because I said I was going to get help. And I did make that decision regardless either way, but I just knew it was the time. I did not know how. I had no money. I didn't have a place to live. I had a guy in my life who was like twice or three times my age, and like my life was just chaotic. I had no idea how I was going to get to where another part of this journey. I just thought I was going to either be dead or be in prison, or I did not know. But I just said, I'm going to do what I can. And I remember having the help of people looking into places for me to go. And we found a place. And I don't really remember getting there. I think it was the older guy who took me there, and getting there is completely broken. But the good news is that despite that, everything was paid for. Okay. I don't even know how. I mean, I had all my meals. I was there for 6 weeks. I mean, they got me back. I was in a wheelchair. They got me back to standing again. And they had me go through meetings. I learned to cry there because I never really cried much. I learned to express myself. And it's called Behavioral Health at Palm Beaches. And that's where I went, BHOP, that's what we called it. And it saved my life. But I made the decision, to do that. And then all the angels and divine, intelligence opened the doors for me and made it a way that, you know what, we're not going to let her worry about paying all these bills, or getting out of this, it made it very easy for me, which I felt like there's got to be a catch. But no, there wasn't. It gave me this, and then the doors were open. I continued getting the help. I went into a halfway house where I really kind of learned even to make my bed, to brush my teeth in the morning, where I had chores, things that I thought, why am I living here? But I did that. I went through those steps, even though I may not have wanted to, but I felt that. And then when I was living in that halfway house, I met a guy in an Uber who changed my life. And he was another angel that came into my life that gave me a card saying this, we had a conversation in that Uber while I was praying. At this time in my life, I was praying. I believed, I surrendered to God. It was a whole experience. And during that, I was praying that there has to be something for me out there, something to give me a new life. And boom, I get into this Uber. This guy starts talking to me. We're having this conversation. And then when I'm getting out of the Uber, he hands me his business card and he says, "Deborah, do not lose this card. It's worth millions." That day I won the lottery. The end of that, and this Uber, I'm in a halfway house and this guy's giving me this card, and I took that leap of faith and I locked arms with him, and he taught me everything, so much more than I'd learned undergrad and grad school combined, and changed my life. And now, it's unrecognizable. So it was definitely divine intervention, because there was a purpose for me, just like there's a purpose for every single one of you out there.
You bet, absolutely. And that's just so inspiring. And I just love that. We don't have to figure it out, guys. We just need to ask for what we want. I want a better life, I want a better future, I want to feel better. Show me the way. And you will be shown ways. There are angels everywhere, and people and circumstances and your thoughts, that we're all here entering into your life to give you the life that you're asking for. But you need to be asking for what you want and thinking about what you want. And then just to end here, Deborah, that it's so beautiful, but can you just do a little summary about, let's just call it the last year. So you've gone from hell, and tell us a little about what heaven is and the type of life that you now live because of these angels, because of this support. They gave you things like your superpowers and all this magic. That what has happened the last year for you that you'd say you're living in heaven?
Last year, wow. I wanted to go back to Florida. I'm in Florida now. I remember leaving Florida to go back, to Boston, because my family was kind enough to take me in to stay with them for a little bit, and saying, I just want to get back to Florida. And here I am, and I have an amazing husband. I have a newborn sleeping downstairs peacefully. I have a 2.5-year-old daughter named Mira, for Miracle. And it's just, I have 2 daughters. Like, what? And I have a husband, and I'm living in this beautiful house in, Palm Harbor, Florida, right near the water. I have an amazing, thriving business with souls that I just can't believe they came into my life. And they have taught me so much. And then Dr. Hank came into my life almost 2 years ago and really showed me so much more about my, belief in angels and divine, and that we have so much, and there's so much within ourselves that we can manifest and create the life that we do want. And it is a dream every single day, just to be here, to be healthy, to be able to walk, to be able to, to smile, to get up, to everything, and then to be able to be here, to share with others. There is another.
Yeah, you're living the dream. You're living in heaven, that in your dream home, married now. Wasn't supposed to be able to have children, whatever. It's 2 children now. That, incredible business that provides passive income. You haven't worked for the last few months because of taking off for baby Jira. And, it's just incredible. Won a trip while you were taking off. And so you have an amazing business. And so people are looking to increase the health of other people, and as well as to increase your income and passive income. Deborah has mastered this, and she has a whole amazing team. You can join her team, so it just gets better and better. And Deborah, your future is now bright, and it's because of living in hell that you were able to actually, it was a blessing now, and we realize that, because now you're able to live in heaven right here on earth. So again, the Crystal Princess, Deborah Crystal, she's the princess. She's the one that made that journey, and will show you and uplift you and encourage you and give you help, and know that there is a way up, and there are answers and solutions for all of you, and we love you. Bye.
Love you guys. Bye.